Good judgment is the result of experience, and experience is the result of bad judgment. Mark Twain. I am Joseph. This is Input English. Today's topic is judgment. How do we develop good judgment? Judgment, of course, is the decision-making ability that we develop in our mind to make all the decisions of our life, big ones and small ones. Judgment is our ability to make good decisions. If we have poor judgment, we make bad decisions. Now, Mark Twain was an American author, born in 1835, died in 1910. He was born Samuel Clemens, and he wrote under the pen name of Mark Twain. He had a big effect on American thought, American culture, and even language. He is often quoted. It is common to hear that quote, that good judgment comes from experience and experience comes from bad judgment. Now that's a clever turn of phrase, but it's a bit of an oversimplification. It doesn't really give us much guidance. So what I'd like to do today is do a deeper dive into the elements of judgment, organize these elements in a logical way so that I give you information that's actually useful and give you comprehensible input with a lot of useful terms and expressions that you can learn in context. There are 5 points to this organized approach to the development of good judgment. Number 1, listen. Actually listen and read. In other words, gather information from available sources. Listen to people. Read books. Read other material that you need. In the 21st century, that might include watching videos. Gather information. And as you gather that information, gather it critically. That is, consider the source. Consider whether the information that you are gathering is reliable or not. You have to make judgment along the way as you gather information. It would be unfortunate to base a decision on completely erroneous information that you got from a source that you didn't qualify. You didn't consider that the information you had received is completely unreliable. So we need to listen and read, but we need to do so with a critical eye. Consider the veracity of the information we are gathering. Is it true? Number 2, seek dissent. Look for contrary approaches so that you have an opportunity to balance one side of an argument against another side of the argument. Because really good judgment is a matter of balancing out the advantages and disadvantages of a course of action or a decision and choosing the decision that is best based on how that imaginary scale of balance works out. It is an error to make decisions without considering the potentially valuable information that comes from dissenting opinions. We must not shun dissent. Number 3, use your experience. We have our life experience to draw upon, and we may have previous experience that allows us to qualify the information we're getting, understand the dissent that we are considering, and help make the decision as to which way we should go with a given decision. We have to be a little careful because time marches on and our experience may be dated. It may not be current. The last time we dealt with this problem may have been at a time that the technology was different, the political situation was different, the economic situation was different, the environment in which this decision is made may have changed, and so our experience from the past may not be valid in this particular application. So we use our experience, but we need to do so carefully because it may no longer be relevant. Number 4, be detached. Make decisions intellectually, factually, and calmly. Don't make emotional decisions. We don't want to make a choice because we want that outcome only to find out that we just made a horrible error. We don't want to get caught up in enthusiasm for an approach that's not feasible. So we need to be objective as best we can and detached. Make a decision as if you are sitting in judge's robes at a bench making a wise decision. And number 5, consider the feasibility of execution. That is, once you have considered going a certain way, making a certain decision, and taking that path, is it practical? Can it be done? Or is it a completely unrealistic picture that cannot be done under these circumstances? Now, to determine whether something is feasible, we have to use all the information we've gathered, including our experience and the information we get from other sources. So really, number 5 is the synthesis process, where you use steps 1 through 4 and do a mental test, asking yourself, based on all the information available, is this approach feasible? This last step about feasibility is a very interesting step, because visionaries, people who do extraordinary things, frequently have to get over this feasibility as a hurdle, because conventional wisdom, the information they are getting from others, may be that this approach is impractical, cannot be done, but the visionary does it anyway. Now, does that mean that the visionaries fail a lot? Right. Visionaries do fail a lot, because the things that they are innovating are untested. They're not conventional. And when they win, they may win very big, but they have to be emotionally prepared for losses along the way. They need to know that they are pushing the envelope, that they are doing things perhaps a little unconventionally, but they're going for better results. They're gambling that their decision is a good one. In life, in our day-to-day, and in language learning, we have to use our judgment. We make decisions around the clock. In the context of learning English with comprehensible input, we have a lot of decisions to be made based on our judgment. What kind of content do we want to use to acquire English? How much time do we want to put into this project per day, per week, per year? How consistent are we going to be? Is this going to be 1 day a week? Is this going to be 7 days a week? Those are decisions to be made. What do we do when we get to an obstacle? How do we overcome a problem? How do we deal with frustration? How do we keep ourselves on track? These are decisions that require good judgment. The area where the need for judgment is going to be very important is in technology, particularly AI. So artificial intelligence is very much here, and it is changing all the time. It's not a simple topic. Many years ago, advice given to me about new technology is when something comes out that's new, don't be the first one to try it, and don't be the last. We need judgment as to how and when we embrace new technology. As a content creator for Comprehensible Input, I am faced with that decision. I see other content creators delegating their content creation to an AI. You see these posted online. An AI voice is delivering text from an AI, and an AI has created illustrations, and the whole thing is being created by an AI. In its current form, I find that content boring. It will not stay in its current form. AI is going to evolve and change. Right now, I don't see AI as having creativity. I see AI as having great ability to gather information and analyze it. Generative AI certainly exists, but the examples I have seen lack that human touch of creativity that I look for. You will need to use good judgment as you decide how to deal with AI. My decision is to study it a little at a time, learn more about it. I'm not going to jump in with both feet and convert my whole approach to life as being controlled by AI. No. I'm not going to allocate huge blocks of time each day to embrace AI. I'm going to follow the advice I was given many years ago. Don't be the first to use something, and don't be the last. As I create these videos, these are not scripts created by AI. This is information that I either knew or gathered, and I refused to allow an AI to create my content. This is a brief treatment of judgment and decision making. Hope you enjoyed it. I invite comments, of course, and if you like videos like this, be sure to click on this one next. See you soon.